Good morning, and welcome to Listed Private Equity Investment 2012, our annual conference. Who better to kick off our conference on listed private equity? Adam Goldman of Red Rocks Capital.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to talk about the persistently wide discounts in listed private equity and the recent shareholder activism that we're seeing in the space.
Well, it's part of our program to raise awareness of private equity, listed private equity, improve people's knowledge of the opportunity. And today was a great opportunity to get 190 people together, clearly interested, and discuss a couple of topical issues.
One of the strongest arguments I've found in my research so far for private equity. It's a governance structure that historically has been able to protect values and lead to slight growth during a downturn, delivering alpha exactly when many other parts of the portfolio are under pressure. Private equity has the possibility and also the need to justify its raison d'etre during that crisis, showing that they can precisely play on this advantage and protect values during difficult times.
The purpose of this opening panel session is to explore where, and perhaps more importantly, how value can be created in private equity today.
I personally invest quite a lot of my saving in stocks of other listed private equity companies because I think we have by far the best due diligence.
So the question today, discounts to NAV, what should investors read into them? Do today's historically wide discounts present a buying opportunity? Okay, that's fairly overwhelming, so that's good. I think what I'd like to do is to open that to the panel. Do they think NAVs are overstated and therefore that's why discounts are wide?
There are no prizes in private equity for overvaluing your assets. Investors don't even like the smallest loss against the last reported value. So I reckon I spend most of my time trying to persuade people to actually write up their values to what they really think things are worth. So in simple answer to the question, yeah, at a point in time, I believe you can believe the values.
You mentioned that you're effectively you're held for sale. At some day there will be a sale. How does that affect your backers' time horizons and what they're willing to invest?
I have a very strong view, which is if I was ever going to look at a business, the first question I'd ask in due diligence is, what are the products you're going to sell in 3 years' time? Because people should be paying based on what they think the business is capable of doing over a 5 to 7 year period.
The key themes today, firstly, the listed private equity model appears to work. We had good research on 3,000 companies that companies owned by private equity owners tend to outperformance, and that's because their private equity ownership model has certain intrinsic advantages, most important of which are the alignment of interests between managers and the owners of the company. Everybody knows a business which is run by people who own a big part of it and have a lot of their wealth at risk tend to perform better. That's point one. Second point was listed private equity is a fantastic way to getting exposure to this asset class. Essentially, you can do it for the price of the share. You don't have to lock up your money for 10 years and you don't have to have a minimum ticket of £10 million. So for many investors who want an exposure, who don't have that sort of sums of money and don't have the time, listed private equity is a way to go.
The finding, and we're publishing a paper tomorrow, so you're the first people to hear about it, is that listed private equity is actually, underneath it all, the same stuff as what the institutions invest in limited partnership. So a profoundly important implication for investors thinking about listed private equity.
Research from Preqin was that the performance of listed private equity vehicles matches almost completely, 100%, the performance of institutional grade limited partnership vehicles. So three pretty good findings today.